The Maasai, Africa's lion hunters. My first backpacking trip to Africa began in Nairobi, the capital of Kenya. From there, it's about a 6-hour drive to Maasai Mara National Reserve. The Maasai people live in the vast, open plains of the Great Rift Valley, which spans the border regions of Kenya and Tanzania in East Africa. Travelers can meet the Maasai in villages near Maasai Mara National Reserve. Located in southwestern Kenya between Lake Victoria and the Great Rift Valley, Maasai Mara is contiguous with Tanzania's Serengeti National Park. The two parks are home to countless wildebeest and zebras that migrate between them, moving to the Serengeti during the wet season and to Maasai Mara in the dry season in search of grazing land. Maasai villages are often located near the entrance of Maasai Mara National Reserve. Traditionally, as nomadic people, the Maasai lived a pastoral life, moving year-round with their livestock in search of new pastures. They coexist with wild animals like wildebeest, zebras, and giraffes, sharing the plains and tending to their herds of cattle. Upon meeting the Maasai for the first time, you'll notice their remarkable height and strong physique, which sets them apart from other African peoples. With an average height of 177 centimeters, 5 feet 9 in, both men and women are tall, and walk with a long, effortless stride as they herd their cattle. They travel great distances to find fresh pasture and water for their herds. Maasai men wear a distinctive red cloak with a unique pattern that makes them stand out from a distance, while women wear cloaks or skirts. Traditionally, men are responsible for hunting and herding, while women build the houses. Their houses are constructed by weaving together branches and grass, then plastering the structure with a mixture of cattle dung to fill any gaps. Typically, more than 3 generations and their livestock live together in one house. The houses in a Maasai village are clustered together to form a large circle which serves to protect the central livestock enclosure where the cattle spend the night. The Maasai's survival is intrinsically linked to their cattle. They drink milk daily and cattle dung is used to plaster and repair their houses. They build low, dome-shaped houses surrounded by a thornbush fence. The entire village perimeter is also encircled with sharp, thorny branches. This is because thorn bushes are plentiful in the area, and their sharp thorns provide an effective defense against predators that prey on their livestock. According to Maasai legend, cattle are an animal that only the Maasai can possess, and they have historically raided other tribes to acquire more. The Maasai have long consumed a mixture of animal blood and milk. Cattle are their most prized possession, treated with the utmost care, almost as if they were family. The Maasai rarely slaughter cattle for daily consumption, instead raising a few sheep or goats for this purpose. However, during festivals, if a cow is slaughtered, every part is used. Horns for containers, hooves and bones for ornaments, and the leather is dried and used for shoes, clothing, bedding, and ropes. A man's social status in the Maasai community is determined by the size of his cattle herd and the number of his children. A man with fewer than 50 cows is generally considered poor. Historically, men within the same age group practiced polygamy and would lend their wives to one another. At the time of marriage, a groom was required to pay a considerable number of livestock as a bride price. The Maasai are renowned for their strength and pride. They were the only African people that Western colonial powers were unable to enslave. When captured by slave traders, the Maasai would either fight to the death or kill the traders themselves. The Maasai, known as formidable warriors, even hunt the king of beasts, the lion. This practice is driven by a desire for Maasai men to show off their masculinity. Though lion hunting is now illegal, the Maasai justify it to outsiders as a means of protecting their livestock. They also assert that lion hunting is an essential part of their tradition, and that killing a lion earns a man respect and attracts the attention of women. Currently, lions in the Maasai Mara National Reserve area are facing extinction. Over the past decade, more than 100 lions have been hunted, mainly in areas inhabited by the Maasai. Considering that there are only about 1,000 lions left along the Kenya-Tanzania border, this is a significant number. Recently, there have been reports of some Maasai using poison to hunt lions. These are pastoralists who have moved their cattle into the Maasai Mara National Park area. When their cattle are occasionally attacked by lions at night, the Maasai retaliate by using meat laced with poison to kill the lions. The Kenyan government has tried to persuade the Maasai to abandon their nomadic lifestyle and lion hunting by providing them with houses and infrastructure to settle down, but the Maasai have refused. Just as they preserved their culture under British rule, they wish to continue living according to their traditions today. However, the Maasai's unique customs and culture are rapidly disappearing. The vast lands that have been their traditional home are being developed into wildlife reserves, residential areas to accommodate the growing population, and farmland. Most of the areas where the Maasai live are now designated national parks. Masai Mara National Reserve in Kenya and Serengeti National Park in Tanzania. Consequently, the Kenyan and Tanzanian governments are actively supporting the Maasai in adopting agricultural settlements, leading to a gradual decrease in the number of Maasai who live a nomadic life. Upon arrival at a Maasai village, tourists are often treated to traditional dance and song performances. In another area of the village, a Maasai guide gives tours in English, including performances like starting a fire with flint. Some Maasai, unable to continue their nomadic lifestyle, sell souvenirs to tourists or charge a fee for taking photos. This has even led to the emergence of fake Maasai villages. These villages are promoted as authentic Maasai settlements but are actually theme parks built for tourists, with no residents living there. The people who work there actually live in a separate Maasai village and go home at the end of the day. Today, the Maasai's traditional lands are divided by the border between Kenya and Tanzania. You can experience a glimpse of their lives by visiting the native villages in Kenya's Masai Mara National Reserve and Tanzania's Serengeti National Park.